Mhm. No.
Now then. Now we'll give it a few minutes and we might get some more people online. We shall see. We shall see. I put a link there for the music for those of you who want to find some music, which is obviously good. It's an excellent night for band. I fear some of the pupils are getting a bit fatigued of looking at a screen. This virtual band practice was working really well when we were back in school from August to Christmas. It was really good. We were getting up to about 15 people coming and watching online, and then some people were watching it a bit later in their own time. Now that I think the pupils are sitting in front of an iPad for a whole day, I think they're not really buying into doing it in the evening as well. So we'll see who we get today. We'll see if we might get a few more people in a minute. And if these sort of virtual real-time rehearsals don't work so well because of the way things are working at school at the moment, what I'll do instead is just make some backing tracks, maybe backing videos for people to play along with and practice in their own time, and they'll maybe find that an easier way to access some music. The whole point, obviously, is just to try and get some people playing. So if it helps even a few people keep playing, then that's really good. So yeah, we'll see. We'll give it a few minutes. Right. Yeah, there we go. Jolly good. See who else turns up in a minute or two. Now I will try today the Grease selection that we did last time, and I have James Bond. And there are parts in the folder there for a new piece as well. I've just been writing, which I think I've called it Voyager at the moment, but I don't really know if that's the finished title. But it's something that we're just going to have a go at. I've written the first sort of 2/3 of it out on paper. The rest of it's in my head. I just haven't quite got to that bit yet on Sibelius. So I can try the first little bit of it and see what people think. In a moment or two, we'll do a wee warm up and then we'll have a go at some of these things. Hopefully you can find the music in the folder. The other night with Billy Joel. It was really good. It was on Sky Arts, which is quite a good channel. Hi Neil. Woo. Yeah, Sky Arts got loads of good things. It's got sort of musicals and all sorts of things. It's quite intellectual, obviously. Being an intellectual myself, I quite appreciate that sort of thing. Yeah, Billy Joel in concert in New York was really good. It was filmed about 10 years ago, and it was the last concert in a stadium before it was knocked down, I think. But it was yeah, it was good. Billy Joel's written some good songs. there were some kind of average ones in there as well, but there's some good songs. Now, let's do a wee warm up, and with any luck, we might be joined by a few more people once we've done a wee warm up. So if the let's see, if the B flat instruments play a G, there rather. So the B flat instruments play a G. If the E flat instruments play a D, and if the flute and concert pitch instrument play an F, then it should be that sound there. Okay, so let's try that. After 4, now let's play some random chords underneath it. So just a nice deep breath and nice long notes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Good. Okay, let's go up a step. So what's that note there? So the B flat instruments are on an A, and the E flat instruments are on an E, and the flute, etc., is on a G. On the bass trombone, for that matter. So 2, 3, 4. So the B flat instruments are on a B, E flat instruments are on F sharp, it's an A for the flute and the bass trombone. 2, 3, 4. There we go. Right. You should have there the let's do James Bond first. Shall we start with James Bond? So hopefully you can find the folder of the James Bond music. It's a big long sort of medley. This I would really like if we can get enough people to record parts for these things and do a wee concert around about Easter time. And I don't care who the people recording the parts are. It doesn't matter if it's people from Berkshire High School or elsewhere. And I think the way things are going, I think these evenings are proving difficult for the pupils. So I think what I might end up doing is putting some backing tracks together for people to practice themselves. But we'll see how we go. We'll give it a bash tonight and see what happens. So I spent a wee bit of time on this the other week. It must have been 2 weeks ago. Let's just start from the beginning and see what we get. Now, all I've got here is a solo cornet line, so I can't remember exactly what's going on. I think it starts with that chord. Now, I hope you can hear the piano. I've got a slightly different setup today. I'm on a different piano. I had my portable piano in here that I've done all these rehearsals on so far, and now I have got rid of that because I fixed my real piano, my better piano. Still an electric piano, but I replaced the contacts in it, and I did fancy stuff to the felts and stuff. And it's just about okay. There's still 1 or 2 keys slightly dodgy, but it's playable. But the speakers are in a different position, so I have no idea what this is going to sound like to you guys. But let's give the best of Bond a go. Hopefully you found that. I'll just play through the first few numbers. What you've got to look out for is the changes in tempo. So before letter F, for example, which we slow down into the solo section of letter F, and then we pick it up again at letter H into a fast tempo. So keep your wits about you in those bits. Here we go. So from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. C. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Wee clarinet solo here, I think. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. G. Let's stop there. Okay, got the idea. Now, important things in that first section, dynamics are really, really important. So there's a lot of people got that figure that goes. That sort of thing. So it really sounds really menacing if we can really do the crescendo and the diminuendo. So we get gradually louder and then gradually quieter again over that little figure. So if you've got that, make sure you do a good job of doing the dynamics. Okay. The other thing is to keep the melody nice and clean at letter A. It's really very difficult. Don't try and play too loudly, because if you force the air through, you'll just get and that will not be good. So okay, nice and crisp, and think of the air flowing through the notes, even though they've got to be sort of staccato, da 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 da, like that, da 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 da, like your tongue bounce off the notes, bounce off the air rather. Okay, good. Now the section letter C, you can give a lot more. It can be very loud, and look out for the articulation. Do da. There are wee accents and staccatos and those long things. You've got to be really cool when you play that bit. Okay. Good. And then big crescendos again, right from letter D. We've got 4 bars, so we get louder and louder and louder and louder and louder, and then we reach a double 40. Good. Well, obviously you get the slowing down into letter F. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and Laura, we are just going to start from, I'm going to jump in actually at letter H. We've played through to there once. I'll tell you what, actually, seeing as you're here, we'll give you a go at letter F, because the clarinet has some solo bits at letter F. So we'll play from F, and we'll start right on F. So here is F. And it's in this sort of speed, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, letter F, and G a bit stronger from everybody. And then we're into the next bit, okay? Now, that's one of these bits that's really quite difficult to do virtually when I can't conduct and play the piano at the same time. But it'll be easier when we come to record it, because this sort of piece, when you come to a stop like that, you can record it in bits. So I'll get you to record each section, maybe from letter F up to there, and so on and so on. So anyway, with my fancy new computer now, it's going to be so much quicker to put all this stuff together. Because honestly, the way I was doing it before on this silly old laptop, which I'm still using, by the way, just for today, for this thingy, it took ages. It took blooming ages. I've got a fancy duper super whooper pooper computer now with a Mega Drive in it or something. I don't know what it is, but it's cool. Anyway, so there we go. G, no, H for Goldfinger. Hi, Eliza, we're on James Bond. We're on James, the best of Bond. It should be in the folder. I put a link in the chat. So if you follow the link, or the link that I put in your email or on Facebook or whatever, and we're playing the best of Bond, and we're at letter H, okay? So, bam, bam, that's the rhythm in some of the, well, a lot of the band. Bam, bam, and the bass is bam, bam, bam. Then the cornets go wow, wow, wow. I don't know if any voodooans have that as well. If you're playing a cornet part, you probably will have. The idea is that the cornets and trumpets go wow, wow, wow with their hands over the bells, okay? Yeah, here we go. So, letter H, let's go. 1, 2, 3, H. 3, 4, go, finger. I'm not singing. Okay. Now there's a wee modulation there, and I can't remember exactly what I did. I arranged this so long ago, I can't really remember where I went there with that. I'm just, as I say, looking at a solo cornet part. Never mind. Most of that bit from letter H up to there is reasonably straightforward. There's a nice trombone solo in the middle. You just need to remember C sharps, I think, in the trombone solo. That's the bit that goes, this is letter K. Or something like that. What we got there? Oh, that's a bit of a nasty chord, isn't it? That's a diminished chord thing. Anyway, good. That's all that. Let's just keep going. I'm just going to play to the end of this one. So we'll start from letter M. Let's not worry about the wee transition there into letter M just now. So from letter M up to letter Q is this tune from Octopussy, which probably nobody knows. I mean, you guys who are all born this century, for goodness sake, probably never even seen a James Bond film. Unbelievable. My children were telling me that on Friday we're going to watch Frozen 2, apparently. Because I've seen the original, obviously, and it's a classic with the old Elsa. How's it go? We all love the original Frozen, but they say the Frozen 2 is quite good. The music can't be as good. It can't, because I mean you just can't top the original Frozen. But Frozen 2 apparently is quite good. Anyway, that was a little aside there. That's my plan for Friday evening. So anyway, letter M. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got a tune in the solo cornet, and then later the euphonium and maybe trombone. More of these triplets. Oh, sorry, with an E flat in it. Yep. So let's give it a go. Letter M. M for mother. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we then go back into the sort of big swing bit that we played earlier on. Yeah, again, I'm not quite sure what I've done with some of the chords there. That sort of thing, maybe. Right, so there's a nice counter melody. I don't know if anybody's playing that part, probably not at the moment. Maybe it's in the first trombone. A letter O, the pickup into letter O's. It's an all-time high, but then the counter melody goes, or something like that. So you get one, down to the G there, I think. And it sounds really good. And once you get the drum kit kicking in that letter O as well, it works really well. Let's just have a go from letter M for mother right through to the end of this one, and then we'll move on and play something else, okay? So, letter M for mother. Here we go after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Letter T, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or something like that, okay? Just that last bit we need to watch, maybe at letter T. Ba-dum, ba-dum. So we get the same little tune 4 times in a row. The first three bars are in 3 in a bar. So ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. So you have to dive in with that part. Can't remember exactly who's got it. I think it's first trombone, maybe at letter T. And then horn, back row. And then the 4 bar is the front row chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then classic James Bond chord. That's a minor chord with a major 7th, maybe a 9th in there as well. Okay. Cool. Right. Well, that's James Bond. Individually, there's nothing hugely difficult in those parts. I don't think you all manage those, but putting it together could be a bit of a big job because obviously it's quite long. It lasts 7 or 8 minutes or something with those 4 different tunes. Now let's have a look at. Hopefully you've managed to find in the folder there's a folder called Voyager. Now, if you can think of a better title than this, then for this one, then please get in touch. But hopefully you can find a part in there. The parts are about sort of 60% complete. I've actually, I wrote this out on bits of paper. In fact, I can show you what I've written out on bits of paper because it's right here. Okay. This is my scribbles on which I've written this piece. So that's the introduction. Okay, and then these are all my little scribbles that I've written for the rest of the piece. So it's all there. It's all there on paper. But I just haven't quite got all this stuff into the Sibelius yet, so I can print out parts for people. But I thought it might be fun to have a go at the beginning of this, just because it's never been done before. Now, again, I can't really play this on the piano because there's too many parts going on. It's a sort of march tempo thing. It's meant to represent a journey into space or into the unknown or something like that. Okay. Sophia can't find it. Oh dear. I wonder if I put them in the right place. Let me just have a wee check. I'll just check the old folder here. No, that's because I haven't put it in the right place. What a silly Billy. Where have I put it then? Where have I put it? Oh, that's just not good. Oh, right. Give me a second. Give me a second. Aha. Okay. I've put it in the wrong place, so I'm just copying it just now. %0 complete. Okay. Come on, come on. 1% complete. 4% complete. Oh, the drama. Oh, 100% complete. Now, with any luck, if you go into that online band music folder, the link to which is at the top there, you should know. Yeah, I've put the folder in the wrong place. I've now copied the folder into the right place. So if you go into that online band music folder now, you might need to come out of it and then go back in again. You'll find a folder that says Parts 3rd of February. So have a look there now for me. Somebody give me a thumbs up or give me a comment if you can actually find it. While you're looking, I'll play the beginning. Now, as I say, I can't really play all of this on the piano. There's a bit too much going on in the music, but it starts off with a very sort of basic introduction. It's just the basses and some percussion, and they just have these repeated notes. Yeah, but no parts. Oh, you see, this is the technology. The technology is just silly. Let's have a look. Oh. I think the parts should be there now. I think if the parts are not appearing yet, it's just because I have copied them in. They are in that folder, but it maybe takes a wee while for them to kind of reach the internet or something. I don't know how these things work. Just bear with it. Bear with it. Just check the folder again in a minute, and I'll play the beginning. So it starts like this. We get this sort of 1, 2. Then the trombone section comes in with these sort of spacey sort of chords. Sort of euphoniums and baritones, very sort of atmospheric. More trombones. So you get this sort of pedal effect building, and then more cornets come in, and clarinets, I suppose. And you get these chords that are sort of from the planets. That's letter A. And so on. Now, it's not going to sound really that wonderful on the piano, but I'm hoping that when we have everybody in, it'll sound very spacey. We do need the percussion, and we do need a full trombone section. Oh, it's all got, the parts have all gone wonky. The parts have all gone wonky a little bit. Tell you what, it would take me too long to print them off in proper portrait or landscape or whatever it is. That's obviously just an issue with my version of Sibelius here at home, but it takes me a wee while to extract the parts out individually. So bear with me, bear with me. I think what we should do first is start from letter A, because the big build up into letter A really focuses on trombones, and it's not that difficult. It's just playing some long notes. So let's have a look at letter A and just see what happens. The tune is in the clarinet in this version. It'll be in the flugel in the brass band. So but there's a part that says flugel and clarinet. So if Laura plays that, she'll have the tune. Third bar of A goes like this. 2, 3, 4. Lots of triplets, and the bass part goes. This is from the third bar of A, by the way. When you combine the bass and the euphonium, you get a kind of. That sort of thing. So you get the basses and the euphonium working together to create a little bit of a 12/8 sort of feel. And in the middle of the band, you've got the back row cornet part, second and third cornets are going kind of. Unfortunately, can't put all of that together, but I'm hoping it'll sound funky. Time will tell. Sibelius plays these things back for you, but they never really sound like they actually do when you play them with a band. So I'm looking forward to hearing it eventually played with a band. The trombones have lots of difficult rhythms. Once you get them, it's not difficult to play, but it's a wee bit difficult to read. So, for example, third bar of A, the trombones come in 1, 2, 3, and a 4. Ba, ba, ba. So you get lots of these triplets where one quaver is not played. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. Ba, ba, ba. That sort of thing. 1, ba, 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 ba. So look out for all those wee threes giving you the triplets. Let's play from A, and we'll just see what we've got, okay? We might just do this one once, or we'll just not spend very much time on it, because the parts are going to be a bit awkward for people to read, all accounts. So let's give it a go. Letter A, here we go. 1, 2, 3, A. Something like that, okay? Now, apologies if your parts are all wonky, because they're printed in a slightly funny way. But that maybe gives you the idea. It doesn't really work terribly well unless we really do the dynamics. There's quite a lot of dynamics that I've written in there. There's lots and lots of kind of effects. So letter D, for example. I've tried to use these sort of Star Wars-y type chords. So the chord goes from D flat to B minor, D flat to G7. So you get all these kind of chords. But it really only works with the dynamics and the textures that I put in the band parts, I think, rather than the piano. There's lots of references to the planets and Star Wars and stuff like that. So you get these. That sort of thing. The chords that are kind of borrowed from Star Wars. Anyway, there we go. I will have the full version of that for next week. I'm not sure we'll record that one for any kind of concert that we do, but we'll see what happens. Let's put that on one side just now, and let's have we go at Grease. And we'll start from the end, okay? So I'm hoping the parts I put in the folder for Grease are a bit better than they were last week, because last week's, or 2 weeks ago, the parts were a bit all messed up. So we'll give this a go from letter R. Big long on this one. Again, like the James Bond one, it's 4 different tunes, all linked together. And at letter R, we go together like babadoo babada boobada babadoo. So we have an introduction to R that sounds like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the same thing, up a tone. That sort of thing. Okay. So let's try letter R. We'll do it slightly slower, and we'll just try these 8 bars at letter R. That sort of speed, okay? 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember D flats, maybe. Okay, so I got my key signature totally muddled up there. Let's try it again. We'll go slightly faster, and we'll go into letter S this time. The tune at letter S, 1, bum, 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 bum. That rhythm keeps coming back, obviously. So if you got that in the 3rd and 4th bars of letter S, okay. The tune at letter T. And so on and so on. Now, the best way to learn any music, really, if you're not sure about the reading, is just to listen to it loads of times and try and play along, which is what I'm trying to do in these practices. So let's go from letter R. We'll take it reasonably steady, and we'll play and see if we can get up to letter X, which is nearly the end. Okay, there's a sort of coda at letter X. But here's letter R. Ready, 1, 2, R, and 2, 3, 4. S. Now, there's 1 or 2 tricky rhythms to read there, and of course it moves pretty fast through that last section. That comes back, and sometimes you just get sort of bits of that figure. And there's also these triplets that spread the notes across the bar. So 3 bars before W. 1, 2, 3, 4. That sort of thing. Okay. Let's go back to letter R again. We'll just run through that. And when I get to letter X, or just before, I'll count out loud so you know where we are in the bar, okay? Letter X itself sounds like this. So this is a big finish. It's like a coda on letter X, really. Here we go. Letter R. Right back to letter R. 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. S. You get the idea. So that's the last number in this Greece selection of 4. So that's the thing that brings the whole thing to a finish. All of the numbers that it starts off with Grease Lightning, obviously, and then we have a bit of Summer Nights, and then we go into the whatever that's. What's that called again? Beauty School Dropout. They're all quite difficult. Every single one of those has something difficult in it. There are some awkward key signatures, especially for the flute, dare I say it, letter J, which is a bit of a jobby. And there's lots of sort of chromatic bits, all these sort of in the Grease Lightning bit at the beginning. Awkward rhythms of some tricky solos, but some nice solos at letter E as well for the Summer Nights. I think what I might do to finish today is just see if I can run through as much of this as I can, and then yeah, we'll see if I can make up some backing tracks. That's my next challenge, is some backing tracks. I am also hoping that somebody will record some parts from a big ABBA medley. I'm not got to that on Wednesday nights yet, but again, the way things are going, I think I might end up doing maybe slightly shorter live sessions and more backing tracks for people to practice along with at home. But we'll see what people think. Let's go from the beginning of Grease and just see what we get. I'll call out letters as we go along as best I can, so you know where we are. And yeah, let's give it a bash. So starts off. Bum 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 ba bum 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 ba ba. That sort of speed. So lightning, 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 lightning. So here we go. 1, 2, again, 2, 3, 4. Sanders on the trombones there. D. Stop there. So I'm bringing off there. We'll just record that first bit first. Let's go into the next bar. 2 before E. 2, 3, 4. E. we're in two in a bar. 1 under, 2 under, 1 under, 2 under, that sort of thing. Okay, here we go. Letter L, 1 under, 2 under. M. But that's how that works. Again, that's going to be tricky to get together. But you can see how each of these bits kind of works by itself. So you get one tune, the next tune, the next tune, the next tune. Right, that will do us for today. I'm going to ask people for a bit of feedback on whether we should sort of continue trying to do things like this on a Wednesday night or not. My feeling at the moment is I think the pupils in school have been a bit overwhelmed by doing everything on iPads all day. I know my own children are sitting there on an iPad looking at a screen for hours and hours on end from 9 o'clock in the morning till 4. And I think people are maybe just a bit fatigued of the iPads by the time we get to the evenings. So it might be that instead of doing this live session, we just do instead, I'd record some sort of backing videos. I know it's banned, but I need more people to come. I need more people to come to band. So what I'll do is I'll speak to people, Laura, I'll speak to people maybe over the next couple of days and see. We've had variously 8 or 9 people on board tonight, which is fine. I don't mind. If there's 4 or 5 people on and people are playing, that's what it's all about. It's just an opportunity to play and hopefully bring some stuff together so that we can do virtual recordings and let people hear what we've been doing. But if it's proving difficult for most people to come along on a Wednesday night, then we might have to look at either doing something differently or just doing this, but also giving people backing tracks to play along. I don't know. I'll try and speak to some people and see what they think. Okay. I mean, I'm not doing anything else on a Wednesday night for the next however many months it is until we're back to some kind of normality. Anyway, there we go. I'm going to finish off my little spacey piece. And I'll try to let you hear what it should sound like. Well, vaguely what it should sound like with my Sibelius recording. And yeah, that'll be that. Cool. Thank you for tuning in, folks. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you hopefully next Wednesday. Good. Bye-bye.